Hi, Patty Segovia. Maria Guzman, Esther Martinez, Cinder Garza, Jenny Flores. I apologize, ladies. I was watching a novela before I went live, and I didn't even look at the amount of charge my phone had. And I'm talking away, talking about my daughter's hats that she buys me. Y ¡zas! Que se apaga todo. Everything turned off. I sent her. The phone turned off, so I had it connected. I didn't even know that it was still live. Till somebody called me and told me, "Hey, you're still live. Turn it off and come back." Yes, the baby hat. I actually put it back on her. Let me get her again. So what do you wear these little hats for? I mean, I put it on her, but what do you wear these little hats? It's so little. It's like just a hairpiece. Like maybe up here on the side. But I was trying it on because I'm like, well, how does it go? But my hair goes like in this direction. So I could technically put it like this. But then I would have to actually have the right shirt for it. It's got to be something that color. And it actually does have a little headpiece right there. So I think it goes more like right there. See, it does have a little piece of a hat. That's what she got me last year for my birthday because she knows I like hats. So my daughter gets me different weird hats. And then I have other hats. I have so many. But that's part of what I was doing in that closet was moving the boxes because I have them in boxes. And just cleaning the closet and re-putting them back in there. And while I was at it, I was taking all the clothes out of there. That's why I was saying that. Soledad, Pancho, and Juan started playing with me because they were looking for Dolores. And it was me looking for things to do because it's already going to be springtime, spring cleaning and stuff. Plus, I always think that I don't want to leave this house full of stuff, ladies. My daughter's going to have to deal with it if I croak. Okay, I'm always thinking about that. I'm like, heck no. That's a lot of work. I see my little sister and I feel for her. Because it hurts her to get rid of mom's stuff. And she's the one that lived with mom. So it's kind of like to a tea party. Yeah, one of those pinky up tea parties. But yeah, it hurts me because I think, that it would be a lot if my daughter had to deal with everything that I got rid of last year. Last year I got rid of bags and bags and bags and bags of clothes. I was not even looking at stuff. In this closet, there was clothes with tags. I am not joking. There was shirts that still had tags on them that I haven't worn for over a year. And I'm like, because we get to use... Hi, yeah, thanks for calling me. We get too used to the things that we wear on a daily, and then we start leaving things like behind. So since I already took everything out of that closet, the only thing going in there is sweaters and jackets and winter clothes. That way I know that's the winter clothes closet. So not to get anything mixed up again, because I mean I still had shirts with tags. And I had to be taking tags off to wash them because they had been there more than a year. So that's how I messed up this Michael Kors shirt. But I fixed it today. I did. I think I did an okay job. But I mean, sometimes it takes messing up something in order to fix it and do it right. And even if it's something that we don't want to do you all think I wanted to be spring cleaning in that closet this week? No, but it had to be done and I already finished it. So it was like, yeah, it took 3 days because Sunday I took everything out. Monday, Tuesday, I decided to wash and dry and hang clothes. The pastor's wife, my sister, does that. She'll put it in a bag or whatever or two, and then when we go to Progreso, she'll find somebody and she gives it to them. But not me. I don't like doing that, and I don't like doing yard sales or nothing. So I just actually put it in bags and took it to the Goodwill box because I didn't want to deal with it. And I know that I don't want my daughter to deal with a lot of stuff, and that's something that every family goes through, and it's too much. This house has 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, 2 living rooms, this dining room, the kitchen, and the laundry room, and every room has stuff. It's like in one room I had a medical bed and a king size bed, and I got rid of the medical bed last month. I gave it to one of my nephews, and I mean, it was a good deed, like I got rid of it from that room. But in another room, I have 2 queen size beds, and then in my room, I have a king size bed. So, I mean, when people come visit, there's beds. It's not like, yes, I live by myself, but yes, there's beds for other people to visit and stay. But not only are there beds, there's like blankets, pillows, and stuff, and then there's clothes that we buy, and we don't get rid of anything because that's how we all are. And then when we start seeing, when was the last time I wore this? When was the last time I wore that? You start thinking, hey, if something happens to you, what's going to happen to the people that have to deal with all the aftermath? Mm-mm. Hi, Anna. Yes, Jenny. Goodwill is very expensive. They're more expensive than if you go buy a new item at Didi's. The whole thing with taking items and taking clothes and bags to Mexico is sometimes we walk across the border, and with the way that I was feeling for like the whole year before I had all those iron infusions, there's no way I could. And Progreso is not that big of a bridge to cross because we walk it. Sometimes we walk it. But I couldn't I would have to stop. My sisters would be ahead of me, and I would have to stop because I was out of air. You drive. Now we cross the car, but it's getting harder to park your car in Progreso because the first 4 blocks or 6 blocks now are full of vendors all the way into the street. So the whole 2 sides of the street where cars used to park are all full of vendors all the way to the other side of, is it the USA pharmacy, the blue one in the corner? So that's about 4 blocks that you have to go first before you can even think about parking your car. Yes, we used to walk it. It would, it was the few times that we got exercise. I'm not lying to anybody. I don't, when I lost weight, I cheated. I went to a doctor and had surgery. Why was I going to suffer exercising and stuff? Cállate. But I mean, yeah, it's like even, and then Progreso is the only place that we actually walk the bridge if we want to walk it. We can cross the bridge, but now they're making it harder, like I said, to park the car, and then you have to park it like 4 blocks away. So you have to go like make a big old U if the line is long to come back. But now they're even wanting you to pay them to park. And it's like, what's the difference between parking it on this side and paying the $4 to park it or the $5 to park it? It used to be, I think, $1 or $2. Now it's 4 or 5. So you park it there, then you still have to pay $1 to walk the bridge. And now they want you to pay on the other side to park your car because they already let all the vendors take the first 4 blocks on both sides of the street. But it's still nice to go and walk in Progreso when there's no activity going on. There's too much activity and commotion going on right now in all those areas. Even though Progreso is mostly protected, and I always have said that Progreso is mostly protected, you can't be for sure. So it's best not to be teasing the bull. Leave it alone. But I'm hoping that my phone doesn't turn off again. This phone, it's like, sass, just turned off on me. Are y'all still there? So yeah, I was working this morning thinking about fixing this shirt and fixing different things and trying to start bagging stuff up. Even though I already put it on hangers, there's stuff that I saw that I could put in the box and just get it out of here. But then there's things that you still have, like my benches. I have sofas in one of the living rooms. I have leather sofas. And in the main one, I have some benches that I bought at an auction. And I remember when I bought them, there was 2 sets of these horse benches. And I ended up buying one of the sets. And right now, I'm not going to show them to you because I got stuff on them. But the 2 little chairs are in my walk-in restroom, and the 2-horse bench and the 3-horse bench are right here. And then I made a big long pillow for them. I made it myself because I didn't want sofas in this house. But then my uncle gave me some leather sofas, and that was my mom's brother, so I kept them. I'm like, they've been there almost 20 years. Yeah. So you're going to be moving to Phoenix? Is Phoenix close to a border? Like El Paso, or like, I know that in Arizona, but I don't know, does Arizona have a border close to it? I know New Mexico does. Hi, Mary. But it's like, yeah, I was like doing work and sewing this shirt and stuff this morning. And I'm like, you know what? I drank my coffee. I had a nutty buddy. And I don't even tell my doctor that because she'll start telling me you're not supposed to even be having that much sugar. But hey, that's the kind of sugar that I like nutty buddies and stuff. 2.5 hours from Nogales. Well, that's kind of cool. That's like taking a trip to Louisiana from my house in Texas City. Yeah, did you send me some coffee? Thanks. That's one thing that we Mexicans do enjoy is our coffee. Let me tell you, I don't care if it's Nuez Cafe, HEB style. I have it at the table. This is what I call Nuez Cafe. It's instant coffee, but that way I don't have to hear the coffee was too strong. If you want your coffee, I'll heat up your water and you make your own. And if you like it, como decía tía Chabela, la de Teo Vicente, no más que pinte. Okay, then you do it no más que pinte yourself. I remember going to her house in Mexico and she would say, no más que pinte, mijita, no más que pinte. In other words, don't be adding too much coffee. I just wanted the water to have a little bit of color. Las aventuras, Diana, it's not coffee. I don't know what it is, but that's what I drink every day. 3 or 4 cups. And they're not $5.99, Anna. Well, this is like $5.69. So how many cups can I get from here, Anna, for $5.69? Yes, I'm being a cheapskate. That's what 1 cup of coffee would probably cost at Starbucks, $5 and some change. Oh, so you're going to be on the outskirts of Phoenix? ¿Qué es? Mar y Meglorio? ¿Vino? Mejorino or something like that? Meglorino? Yes, 3 or 4. We drink coffee like drinking sodas or tea. A frappe from where, Anna? From McDonald's? I know because my daughter orders those iced coffees at McDonald's, the Carmelados. And then you can double express those. So it's like a double charge. But yeah, coffee is getting expensive. We went to a restaurant this week, the girls, Miss Velda, my sister and I, and we were sitting at some restaurant in Harlingen. I will not disclose the location. It's not because it wasn't a good restaurant. It was. But because if we get together again, the haters are going to try to figure out if we're there or not. So that's the reason not to disclose the location. But the coffees there were, I think, $2.79 each. It was an awesome coffee, but $2.79 each. And then I ordered a taco. And the taco was really good, and it wasn't that expensive. It was like, I think, $3.99 for a chorizo, egg, and bean taco. But Miss Velda likes the tortillas to be fatter, and I loved the tortillas there. They were nice and thin flour tortillas. They were awesome. I would have probably next time if I go there asked them to toast it and put white cheese on it, but I didn't. And that's fine too. I mean, there's places where you're not going to mind paying the extra because you're asking them to put something else in there or doing something else to the taco. But the tortillas and the coffee there at that restaurant were awesome. El Taquito, you like that one in Harlingen? I don't know where we were at. I didn't really want to look at I know the murals and the walls were nice and everything, but I wasn't going to be disclosing the name. Just because it's like, you never know around here. It's like, One minute you're here, the next minute you're a hit person. They're marking you. And nobody cares but us, right? So it's like, I want to let you all know that there are some elections going on in Willacy County. Ya te estás acomodando, comodín. Velda Garcia. Ana wants to go to El Taquito tomorrow, Velda. There's some elections going on in Willacy County. I opted not to vote. There is nobody worth voting for on this round of elections in Willacy County. So if you're going to vote, that's okay. Go vote. But if you go vote, or if you're one of those persons that does not vote, you need to start going to the city council meetings so that you can learn a little bit about what's going on with your tax dollars in your area. You need to realize that these elected officials that are being placed in these offices make decisions that you might not like. And if you don't go vote, guess what? You have no say because you didn't vote. And in these areas, we have like what is it? 4 or 5 counties: Starr, Cameron, Hidalgo, and Willacy. I don't think there's another one in South Texas. I think it's 4 counties. And these are big counties, with Willacy probably being the smallest, with the constituents that it has. I think is like 11,000 people. But out of the 11,000 people, only maybe 1,500 go vote. So the other 9,500 are not voting, and they're letting people screw them without Vaseline. But what can I say? You're gonna pay, Anna? And that's what happens. I mean, if you're an owner of a property, if you own your own house, or even if you don't, you're still buying stuff in that city. You're still paying taxes for all the merchandise that you buy. You should go hear what they're saying in these city council meetings. You pay taxes from your sales, from your plates. So you do your own 1099. Okay. I don't understand why people are so nosy about your business, Anna. They need to mind their own business. I mean, anybody that does work by themselves. Oh, Jenny Flores says you need to pay for everybody at the table, Anna, since you want to go. El que invita paga. Is that how it goes, Jenny? El que invita paga. I thought you were talking about plate sales, Anna. All these people, there's always plate sales going on around here. And people pick up money all the time. I don't know that they pay their taxes on those plate sales, because usually those plate sales are charity oriented. They're usually charity oriented. So I don't know. I don't know if people are doing plate sales for their own selves or charity oriented sales. Most of the times when I hear there's a plate sale, it's usually for an emergency fund, like somebody passed away and really the family was not prepared for this to happen. And that's when you go and you say, you know what? yeah, I'll buy it because, you know, they need it to pay the funeral or they need it for that. But Anna's talking about paying for the plate at the table. Jenny, are you being mean? Okay, so you're raising funds because you need another mode of transportation. So that's still a good cause. You need to be able to take your kids to and from. This is how you promote your mode of transportation, Anna. You need to move your children to and from doctor's offices, schools, and activities that they do during the day and during the week. So you need better mode of transportation, and that's why you're doing plans. But there's haters out there that are hating on you because you're doing this. Do you know how to say, you can kiss my royal ass and I'll tell you how far down the Aztec line I go? That should be your next new line, Anna. Because I know how you need to promote it. From Anna's to that restaurant, it shouldn't take more than 30 minutes. Well, I don't know where Anna lives, but if you go down 281, it's 75 miles an hour, so it shouldn't take more than 30 or 40 minutes. But I don't know where you're at, Jeannie Flores. So if you're going to pick up Anna because she's paying for the taco, hey, go for it. Felda's probably busy. She's got to promote her campaign. She was going to go do some signs. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. Velda Luna Garcia Luna for mayor of Mercedes, Texas. So, yeah, I was hearing people talking smack about Anna selling plates. Too bad. Hey, if she's got a good hand to cook and people actually order them, those are already sold orders, right? That's like when I used to make tamales. I didn't never make tamales because I was going to see if I was going to sell them. By the time I made the tamales, the orders were already sold. No extras for me and my daughter. By the time we got finished with all those orders, we didn't want to eat tamales, let me tell you. We were just making tamales to raise the funds for whatever I needed to do for my daughter. So don't think that I don't understand you, Anna. I do. And you do need to promote the plate sales that way. I am raising funds because I need a better horse for my kids. I need to be able to move them faster to their appointments, whether it's a school appointment or whether it's a medical appointment. I need a better car. Oh my goodness. Messing around with stuff. Watch out, because Anna might want to go to Matamoros. Or Rio Bravo. Jenny. And in Rio Bravo, they shoot over there for free. They don't mess around. So we don't go over there. I'm not trying to lie about that town. Miss Beautifully Bold, hello. I was trying to not do this, but I'm having to do some more waters for later because I'm starting to cough. And it's like, no, it's not going to happen. But since these things are too sweet for me, I'm having to do two. Like, mix 2 bottles into a third bottle so that I can get to dilute the sweetness on these and still drink them. But hey, part of what you have to do. Yes, your clients already know, Anna, but your clients also like the way that you cook. So that's already a sold plate. I have different ones, Esther. I like I might not have fresh anymore. But I had sun-kissed grape, and I had the crushed grape I like better than the sun-kissed. But then I have, these are nerds, strawberry nerds. I have 7-Up, just in case y'all think they don't sell it. They do. I have cherry lime. I have a can full. Minced garlic can. I rinsed it and I just threw them all in there. I throw them and I just pick one out. But I go through the grape ones more. I usually get the crushed grape ones and I like those more than some of the other ones. But they also sell some pomegranate and they sell some aguas frescas like Jamaica and pineapple. The pineapple ones are good. Well, all of us are thankful to our customers because, after all, they're the ones that are going to accomplish our goals. Just like going live and not realizing that the phone died on me, but the show stayed on. And somebody, Yaya, called me and told me, "Hey, you're still on. Turn it off and then go back on." Sometimes those things happen, but when you're in sales, return customers are the key. If you're in sales, and I was in sales for too many years, including owning restaurants and bakeries and stuff. But at Sears, when I was in sales, return customers were what was going to make the profit. And I worked in an area where I worked with men. My job was to work with men every day. Why? Because I sold hardware, paint, water heaters, tractors, lawnmowers, sporting equipment, and hardware. So even if you look at me and you think that I don't know how to hold a saw, I probably don't. But if you want to build a house and you tell me how you're going to want your house, I'm going to tell you if you need a compound saw, a table saw, a miter saw, or a band saw. And I'm going to tell you how to use it so that all you have to do is want to do the project. I will tell you how to make that saw dance. by getting dado blades and 200 tooth blades on it so that your cabinet work can be nice and smooth. Because there's people that use the wrong blades with the wrong wood and end up with a crappy job when they could have used the right stuff if they would listen. Part of being empowered in a business is the way that they train you. And I was trained to keep the product sold. Just like Anna, she's got return customers. Why? Because they like the way she cooks. They like the presentation of her plates. And they're gonna, anytime Anna says, I'm gonna sell something to eat, they will be the first ones on the list. That's what you call a loyal return customer. They're happy with the product and they're gonna come back and buy more. I used to have to know the gauge of the decks on the tractors. And believe me, at 300 pounds, I didn't mind standing on the bumpers of the tractors for Sears. Because at one time, before Sears got sold to Kmart, Sears stood behind their product and their product was made right. If it had the Sears Craftsman name on it, it was a product that was made right. It went down the drain after I got out of there, but that's not my problem. So it's like, even with selling tamales or selling pupusas or selling plates, the whole thing here is that you're selling something to try to better your life and your children's life. And you have a bunch of haters. They're doing the same thing, but they're wanting to report you for any little thing. Yes, Anna. And like me and Ophelia, we had gastric bypass, right? So we don't eat like a whole plate of food. Even at the restaurants, we take most of the food home. And we have like another meal some like the next day or whatever. But even a taco, half of the taco is going to go to the house and you're going to eat it the next day. But here in Willacy County, next to HEB, there's a restaurant, right? And I don't have one here. But you know those little cups of beans, the 8-ounce cups or whatever, the foam cups. I think it's like an 8-ounce foam cup of beans. They do frijoles a la charra there, and they sell them by the little cups if you just want that. But if you go to that little restaurant and you tell them, quiero unos frijoles preparados, it's going to cost you like $5.50 or $4.50, somewhere around there, $4 to $5 for a little cup of frijoles preparados. But why is it that much for a little cup of frijoles preparados? I'm going to tell you. Because it's beans that were made fresh today, and then they might be charro beans, okay? But they were made today. Then they get fajitas, cut them up, chop them up, and put some fajitas in there, and then they'll put the mozzarella cheese in it. And that's what frijoles preparados are. You do not require anything else that has everything in the little cup that you need. We don't eat that many tortillas and stuff, so we can eat one of those little cups and that's fine. You don't eat the rice, the salad, and a big old plato. So Anna's right. I mean, hey. But if they come pick it up, it's better. So I'm going to let you all go. Thanks for waiting for me and thanks for being here. I appreciate every single one of you that got me to 1,000 and that are still looking at our shows and our platicas and stuff. And I think it's just funny that, you have somebody that has children with needs and is trying to get a better car, selling whatever it is that she's selling, and you have the haters still wanting to knock her down. It's like, my goodness, get a life. Get a life, Anna. I'm so proud of you. Keep on going, girlie. Bye, everybody. Thank you.